Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Clean Kite and the Gentleman, basically Lucas, here. So I did a video on some sleeves and got a lot of good feedback and a lot of views and all that, so I figured I'd do a follow-up. A lot of people were asking about these sleeves in particular. These are the Japanese outer sleeves, so they're specifically made for to go oversized Japanese sleeves, so they fit a little bit tighter than the clear matted standard size that I recommended in my last video. I still like these, and we'll get into why. But these, they do feel pretty nice, but they only fit on certain kinds of sleeves. So these were kind of hard to get. I found them at a local on the other side of the state for like $8 each, which was sweet. But they only had two. Otherwise, I would have like stocked up on a bunch. I think on TCG Player they're like way overpriced, and then even on the Dragon Shield website they're like sold out. So I'll just give you a quick example of like size difference. And I do apologize, these clear sleeves are a little warped. I bought them at Nationals, and I'm guessing they must have spent some time in a hot thing, so they are a little bit hot. So it's a little bit harder to see, but size-wise, I'll put the small over the large. They are, you can see there is a probably like, I don't know, like a couple millimeters or maybe like a millimeter of like size difference, and then even in like width and a little bit in length. So they do fit tighter. Sorry, they keep wanting to fall apart. So, but yeah, there's a little. You can see there's a little bit difference in size. So you will for sure get a tighter fit out of these outer sleeve ones. So that's really cool. I have some example sleeves already sleeved up. So I've used 3 different Dragon Shield sleeves because I figured if they're Dragon Shield outers, they probably made it for their product. So I used one on each of the I did 6 cards, 2 in each of these and 1 on each of these. So just kind of show how they fit. So I did one of this is just a dual matted sleeves. This is just they're plain regular matted sleeves, and then this is just a art matted sleeve. So the art sleeves are pretty cool, even like just as a single sleeve. So definitely would recommend those if you're ever just gonna go single sleeving. They shuffle really nice, last quite a while, pretty slick. Okay, so moving those off to the side, we have the first bunch. Okay, so these, again, this is the Lagoon sleeve, and this is the Apple, just normal matted, and then this is the art sleeve. So as you can see, it fits pretty nice and snug around the card. It wasn't a hassle to get these on at all. Like, I'll just take one out for an example. So I have these sleeved upside down, so there's going to be some air friction as you're putting these in, but you can tell that these are definitely designed, and if there's a little air, you can just kind of push it out. That's one thing I didn't say in my last video, is if they do get a little airtight, you can just air fluffy in there, you can just push down and then it'll push the air out, and then it's pretty good from there. Even with these clear ones, that'll happen. So yeah, this fits like really nice. Like, I feel like nothing's like not as much as getting in there as opposed to the other ones, and so that's pretty cool. So we'll do a little side by side. So getting the next batch in. So these are we got the backside's a little dirty. Okay, so we got the Lagoon, we got Desires, and then the green and this thing. So they do fit a little more loose on the top, and they're obviously very, very easy to slide in and out, almost too easy. But that's fine. The only downside is it'll protect the card still all the same. It's just like some more dust and fluff and stuff will get in there way easier. Like if I try to, like pinch at the, not really pinch, but kind of like close in at the sides, like it doesn't really open up at the top of this, like very easily, you can see. So not that like someone would normally do that, but it's just an example if it happened on accident, how like much easier dust can get in there. So we'll take the Lagoon and do a little side by side. So you can see that there is like slightly, I'm kind of blocking the light, sorry. There is like a slightly like a difference in like like how much the outer sleeve is like opening up, and it's not that much, but the much that this one is like offering with the like the outer Japanese size, it's very it just feels like, I don't know, just way more firm. So like these, yeah, they just feel like they're not going anywhere. These, this is what I always been using. I use the standard size, but now that after trying this, I might have to switch to these. Like, still nice. It still allows you to use like sleeves and double protected cards. Like, this is Konami approved. Like, they're sleeved the opposite direction. So this will you'll not get you in trouble with this. This is what they want. This is probably their preferred way if you do it with this, because that way you're using both Japanese and Japanese outer size sleeve cards. I know if anyone plays Cardfight Vanguard, they've been kind of getting on that. But even then, they've been kind of a stickler even for like Dragon Shield, because like these are at first glance not very easy to tell the difference in size, because you can like take one first glance and they do look very similar, but they feel, this feel just feels way better. And these are both all fresh sleeves, so I'm not like using used ones or anything. And then so yeah, that was the arts, and then I got the lagoons. Like I don't know, just you can just tell just based on like how much space there is at the top and like how it's opening up and stuff, how much better these outer ones fit. So if you can get your hand on these and use some Dragon Shield inner sleeves, or sorry, normal Japanese sleeves, inner sleeves would be like the clears that go on the inside of normal sleeves. You don't want those unless you're going for that kind of inner sleeving. And if you would, you could, in theory, you could inner sleeve. I think Dragon Shield does inner sleeves. You could inner sleeve, then normal sleeve, then outer sleeve. I don't know if that'd fit, but that is an option. If you're just like, you know, if you have like, let's say a goat deck that's very expensive, or an Edison or something that's like, you know, very valuable to you, you want to play with the cards, but you also want to protect them at, you know, as much as possible. So that wouldn't be Konami approved, but it would be like, you know, an added layer of protection. And I guess you could potentially maybe try to squeeze a standard size sleeve over this outer sleeve. I guess we can do a little quick, see if that even is doable. So like this is going this way, when go reverse sleeving again, I think, yeah, it'll barely fit. It can like, it'll get in there, but after this, like if you want like extra protection, you have like two clear sleeves over each other. I don't know if I'd recommend that. That was a little hard to get in there. I like sleeving has like two things to me. Like I want it to be like, you know, good and nice and I can protect my cards, but I also want it to be like, if I'm in a, you know, in a somewhat rush to sleeve, I don't want this to be like painstakingly forever. We're also like having to make sure I'm not bending my sleeves or bending the cards, because if you actually, you know, if you're like forcing the sleeve in there with the other sleeve and it starts to like, you know, bend or stuff, then it just becomes a marked card, and then you're just back at square one basically. So that's what I put out here. These all, I mean, these all look really pretty. I think all the Dragon Shields, they all pop out. Sometimes people look down on matted, but the matted for Dragon Shield are on the back side, not the front. So you still get that nice glossy front so that your cards can really pop out. So that's really cool. Now I'll show some examples with trying to do the Konami like official, like these are the OCG of Konami official sleeves. So these are really cool. I really like them. The only downside is the quality. I've noticed it's like okay, but the inner part, the like even like after only like a month of using, even if like double sleeved, like they just get so you can kind of see that like gross stuff. And I don't know if like that's from like dust like getting in, if it's from the card, like maybe a combination. Like it's just, they get like that really fast. I thought maybe double sleeve reverse direction would prevent that. It still happened. So that was maybe something I said in my last video. We'll see if that happens. It still happens. And maybe, you know, if I was somehow able to fit these on there, maybe that would help prevent it more. But trying to get these onto these is very difficult, and I don't think it's worth your time or even worth trying. So if you're going to use these kind of OCG sleeves, I do advise that you just stick to the standard size clear sleeves, because these fit nice and snug. As for example, this is one I took, nice and snug. It like, you know, it doesn't like, it just slides right in, and still like, I mean, it's still got like that little loose part at the top, but it fits super snug. You can just push the air out, and then, you know, it feels nice. It's good. It's protected. It looks cool. You get to show off your nice sleeves. The only downside is obviously it's the reverse direction. The sleeve on the back side would be upside down. I prefer having the inner sleeve upside down. That way you're not having the openings of the outer sleeve at the bottom, which is like not something you'd be used to. So I like it still to keep that at the top. And then I have this is one of the Japanese the Japanese outer sleeves, one of these. I tried to put these on, and you basically get to a point where the air just like will not let you do it. Like you have to like make sure this is super airtight, and then you gotta like start like trying to get it in there, and it just, the air starts to go against you, and it just like after a while it's like the sleeve starts falling off the card. Like you can kind of like do this motion to kind of get the card back in the sleeve. So if you ever like have a problem with these kind of like sleeves and the cards are starting to like fall out a little bit, you can just kind of like do this little motion and then put it back in, and then it'll be back all the way back in the sleeve again. Just a little fun tip. So anyways, yeah, I couldn't get it all the way in. There's still like, you know, a good like 1/2 inch or whatever to go. So so don't try these with these. Not a good combination. And then I took a KMC Hypermax. I really like Hypermax. That was like my favorite single sleeving after Player's Choice went away. And same issue. I couldn't get it in these ones. It's just a little bit. The sleeve is just a little bit wide. So I think the Dragon Shield, they must design their sleeves to be a little bit thinner. And I think that sounds right, because sometimes it's a really, sometimes you gotta really push your card in there, but I think they've gotten better about that, where you don't feel like, okay, well, I actually made it in this time. Oh, that's crazy. You know, in my testing before this, I did not get in there, but I did get it in there. Okay, so maybe Hypermats are doable, but it's like pretty open at the top, just because it's like you can tell that I don't know, it's like a really tight fit. So I think I would just, it's pretty similar, but this was way easier. So just for convenience, Dragon Shield with Dragon Shield, like Dragon Shield and Dragon Shield. Their products are designed to go together. It makes more sense that they go together. Plus, like the KMC Hypermax, the whole point of using them is to be single sleeve anyways, or use inner sleeves. So like you wouldn't want to oversleeve them. They're just plain colors. There's nothing interesting about them to oversleeve. You know, it's just like nice grip they have, and then a nice glossy front. So that's probably my opinion on that. Just to go over the last video in case you didn't see it, these were other options. This was a perfect fit, I think, inner sleeve, and it was basically like it was supposed to like wrap around the sleeve, and like tuck itself in. It was pain to put on. Don't deal with these. These are the perfect fit Dragon Shields. These suck. Don't use those. These are the perfect kit from I think KMC's. The inner sleeves, they're okay, but I had the same problem with kind of with these, where like the card starts to fall out, and since the sleeve they're so short, it almost feels like there's just not enough room for the card to be fully in there, and the oversleeve on top of it. So was not a fan of these either. And then the pendant sleeves for Ultra Bowl, I'm assuming pretty much the same problem as these. I've seen those. So so my advice for double sleeving for you guys for Yu-Gi-Oh events is find some really cool Dragon Shield art sleeves and use these. This would probably be the best route you can go to protect your cards. Make sure it's nice and airtight, and you'll just have a blast, and people will appreciate your sleeves and your extra effort to protect your cards and whatnot. But if you want to use for the Konami, just because obviously a lot of people, we just got our 100 pack of sleeves from Nats for entering. If you want to use these, definitely stick with these. And these are super easy to get. You can buy them at any store. I think even sometimes Meijer Walmarts will sell these. Definitely seen them at Walmart. You can buy them online really easily. These, you can barely find these anywhere. So my best bet is if you can't find these are just fine. Like I said, this is one on, or I don't know. I didn't think I put one on a Dragon Shield, but okay, we'll take this one off. Just do a little example real quick, just to put a Dragon Shield inside of the side of the fan. That fits kind of nice too, actually. Dragon Shields might make better normal sleeves for the inner part. They feel like they're pretty nice in there. That feels like a lot better than this, because these are also kind of thin sleeves, and Dragon Shields are nice and thick. So this is not a bad route either. It is just a little more spacious, I can feel, and this is just feels so much more airtight. So that is definitely an option, but I feel like if we're gonna go with the Dragon Shield for the inner sleeve, and then I would stick to their specific outer sleeves, because that was way better. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I like doing these for you guys because I really like sleeves. I've been sleeving for a while. I was really happy when Konami announced we could double sleeve. When I first started playing the game, it was back in 2013 Dragon Ruler format. My first thing was I want to protect my cards. I want to use cool sleeves. And I found out very quickly that is not something you can do. And I was just like, well, why is that? And no one really knew. People speculate that maybe someone was hiding two cards in the same sleeve, and one hiding behind a double sleeve or something. So they were bandit keithing. I don't know if that actually happened. If someone can verify, that would be sweet. But yeah, I'm so glad they did do that. And so this is this probably just feels the best, but this still feels really nice too. So again, Dragon Shield with Japanese outers, or Yu-Gi-Oh official OCG sleeves with a Dragon Shield standard size. And you can find, like I said, you can find these pretty much everywhere. You can find these on eBay, Amazon, vendors at events. don't try to go too expensive on these. They shouldn't be more than 20 bucks. If they're more than that, then they're probably out of date and very expensive for that reason. But I think you can find like this style, which is this current year, for like 12 bucks on Amazon. So just search like Yu-Gi-Oh! Konami sleeves or something like that. That's how I usually find them on eBay too. So that's the way I go. If you have any questions again or anything, just let me know. But man, after trying out this one with like the Dragon Shield and Dragon Shield, it feels really crisp. Granted, the inner sleeve isn't like super interesting. Even if it's like an art comparison to this, is like it's cool, but they're a little bit plain. Maybe the Dragon Shield arts have some more interesting ones, but I think all theirs aren't like holographic or anything. They're just plain. So something to try out for you guys. Yeah, if you want to see more, let me know. At least regarding the sleeves, and I'll definitely do it. I think that's pretty much covers what everyone's questions about these. And are they worth it? I would say so, based on if you're using like these. If you're using the OCG official sleeves, don't bother. But if you can get your hands on them, definitely worth it. And again, Dragon Shield's really nice. They will last you a long time. I only re-sleeve a lot of times because I want to, not because I have to. Like a lot of the times, like the corners aren't bent. Like it's just a little gross. It's just a little mucky is all. But like I'd say like they're still fine. They're still tournament legal. They're just a little gross, but they still shuffle fine and all that. It's just but like the corners aren't bending. Like the cards aren't marked. It's awesome. Like they can just last like for months and months and months and events and events and events. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm not sponsored by Dragon Shield, but I do appreciate their product a lot. And I used to like avoid it like the plague, but now that I think they've like just gotten so much better over the years, or maybe I just never gave them a try. But yeah, so thanks guys. This is Clean Kind of the Gentleman, aka Lucas J, signing out. See ya.